The silence broke with a terrible sound, and the smoke began to pour. I was caught high up on the drilling platform, nowhere left but the shore. The steel was slick and the air was thick, and the flames were closing in. And I knew my own two hands couldn't save me from the darkness of my sin. I squeezed the pipe till my knuckles were white, and the doubt began to sting, realizing how fragile a life is when you can't control a thing. I just closed my eyes against the heat and focused on the core, admitting the simple truth: I can't do this anymore. But the fire couldn't touch the anchor. I fell to peace in the middle of danger. My grip was weak and failing, but the strength was true. And I know I'm delivered by His power. Disaster, but the constant hand I trust, He carries me through every trial. He carries me through every trial, turning my fear to dust. I used to think that faith meant escaping, walking away from the crash, but I saw His faithfulness clearest in the middle of the fire's flash. The healing didn't come when the flames died down. It started on that coal pipe wall, when I learned that my weakness was a welcome thing, allowing Him to stand tall. The strength I found was not in my own grit, but the gift He gave to cling to the quiet, constant assurance that His grace would see me swing. I'm no longer scared of the next explosion or the troubles that will rise, because I know the steady helper watches with unforgetting eyes. I whispered a prayer to the roaring wind: Lord, I don't ask for the fire to stop, I just need the strength for this one breath before I finally drop. I gave up my life right there on the platform, my future and my past. I traded my fighting human spirit for the power that's built to last. The fear of death was banished by the truth I understood, that even here in the deepest trial His presence is my good. Touch the anchor. I fell to peace in the middle of danger. My grip was weak and failing, but the strength was true. And I know I'm delivered by His power, with my own efforts through. The proof isn't in the lack of disaster, but the constant hand I trust. He carries me through every trial. He carries me through trial, turning my fear to weather charts showed red and black. The warnings were all true. This wasn't just a squall or wind. This was the worst I ever knew. I huddled low in the stone tower base as the lantern glass would strain. The roar of the wind and the angry ocean drove me half crazy with pain. I put my hands on the freezing stone and felt the whole rock shake, realizing my own strength and walls were not enough to make me safe. I looked at the water crashing high, and the doubt began to sting, admitting the simple truth: I'm just waiting for this thing. But the waves can hit and the wind can howl. My anchor is not in my power. The chaos can be all around me. I know I'm completely safe and secure, and the light keeps shining and the rock holds fast. That's where I belong. I'm held through the storm, and that is why I am strong. I used to think my great protection was the thickness of the stone, that my years of self-reliance had prepared me for this alone. But the healing didn't come from the mortar. It came when I let go and trusted the unseen hand that guides the current and the flow. The weakness that had forced me to fear became the place I found my might. The strength I found was a certainty that He would hold me through the night. Now I look at the chaos outside the glass, and it no longer makes me grieve, because I know the solid foundation will never let me leave. I stood up tall in the shuddering gloom and whispered out my plea: Lord, I stopped fighting the ocean now. You hold the rock, just hold me. I gave you my fear of the future, the anxiety and the dread. Traded my need for a dry path, for the shelter overhead. The promise isn't to stop the wind, it's to keep the anchor tight. My transformation is the silence found in the heart of the frantic fight. No, the waves can hit and the wind can howl. My anchor is not in my power. The chaos can be all around me. I know I'm completely safe and secure, and the light keeps shining and the rock holds fast. That's where I belong. I'm held through the storm, and that is why I am strong. The hurricane passed, and the sun is rising now. The tower stands but I know who held the ground. He held through the storm, forever held through the storm. The sun climbed high, a cruel white fist, above the barren ground. I checked the pack and the map again, and no help could be found. My horse went down on the scorching sand with a sound that broke my heart. My water ran out 3 hours ago, right here in the final part. I poured the last dry drop from the canteen, a bitter, dusty sound, and realized my own planning failed on this stretch of hostile ground. I sank down low and faced the blinding glare, admitting I had nothing left. My final desperate plea for faith before I drew my final breath. But the light that shines is not the heat
that burns away.
It's the source of life that never fails.
At the close of day,
the desert can take my body,
but the will is strong,
and I know the presence I feel right now.
Where I belong.
The water ran out and the strength is gone, but the spirit never grieves. Your light sustains me, a promise my weary soul believes. I used to think that true life was the oil, the grain, the water in the cup, the tangible things I had to gather to keep my spirit up. But the healing didn't come from a hidden spring. It came from the power I chose to see, that the same source that rules the sun would bring provision to me. The weakness that had humbled me became the place I found my will. I rose to help my weary horse with a peace that held me still. I'm walking forward, still bone dry, but no longer truly weak, relying on the eternal strength, the sustenance I seek. I took the empty canteen in my hand and held it to the sky, whispering, Lord, I thank you for the failure that taught me how to fly. You let my earthly resources fail so I could finally know that the greatest need is the truest gift that your endless grace can show. I traded my fear of the closing night for the hope that guides my feet. My transformation is the stillness found in the scorching, blinding heat. No, the light that shines is not the heat
that burns away.
It's the source of life that never fails.
At the close of day,
the desert can take my body,
but the will is strong,
and I know the presence I feel right now.
It's where I belong.
The water ran out and the strength is gone, but the spirit never grieves. Your light sustains me, promise my weary soul believes. The sun is setting now, and I see the path to the creek. I walked on nothing but the promise of his love. Your light sustains me forever. Your light sustains me.
The river's wide and the bank is slick. The water's brown and cold. I've been standing here at the muddy ford, feeling weary and so old. I used to rush across this river with grit inside my soul, but the hidden rocks and the relentless current have finally taken their toll. I've spent the last few years just pushing, carrying every single load, and now my feet are shaking right here at the deepest part of the road. I look to the sky and let go of my pride and the last bit of my own will, 'cause I can't take one more step alone, and I know I'm gonna spill. And I feel the strength beneath me now. I'm held by a power that's faithful. There is comfort in this current, and I know that you'll keep every promise. I don't have to know the path or the way. You've shown me what is true. I am safe in this crossing. Carry me through. I remember when I used to fight, my muscles tensed and tight, trying to be strong enough to finish all through the darkest night. But the healing didn't come from my striving or the effort that I gave. It came when I finally surrendered and trusted the hand that saves. Now I focus on the stillness, not the terror in the flow. The strength I thought I needed to find you, simply let it grow. The weakness that had humbled me became the open door to the quiet, constant grace that just keeps asking for more surrender. I stop right here in the deepest part where the current tries to pull, and close my eyes and whisper, Lord, my hands are empty and full of everything I can't control, every failure and every fear. I give you the rest of the journey. Please dry this weary tear. Take the weight that I carried for pride, the burden I thought was mine, and trade my human frailty for your steady, perfect design. And I feel the strength beneath me now. I'm held by a power that's faithful. There is comfort in this current, and I know that you'll keep every promise. I don't have to know the path or the way. You've shown me what is true. I am safe in this crossing. You carry me through. or when the next rain will fall. But I know the strength that holds me steady once and for all. He'll carry me through.
The sun beats down on the same hard rock. The dust is choking my breath. I've been walking for weeks across this plain, just trying to outrun death. When I look back at the trail I've made, the progress seems so small, and the pinprick light of the homestead fire looks impossibly tall. My feet are broken and my will is tired, and I wanna sit and quit. I'm fighting the fear that the whole long road was just a fool's outfit. I stopped right here beneath the cruel high sky and knelt down in my doubt, admitting the simple truth: I can't carry myself out. But the journey's not built on feeling, it's built on a steady, eternal promise. The destination is not a gamble, and I know I'm closer every mile. I am held by the law of a steady Savior who never tells a lie. With every faithful, weary step, the comfort draws nigh. I remember the times I tried to sprint, fueled by anger and pure will, only to burn out halfway there, collapsed upon the hill. But the healing didn't come from the running, it came from the quiet, slow pace. The strength I found was the patience to rely on steady grace. The weakness that had forced me to crawl became the place I saw the light, that the power to finish isn't sudden, it's just available day and night. I'm no longer measuring the distance, just measuring the need, and finding the assurance that every single mile is decreed. I stood up tall from the dusty ground and shouldered my worn pack, whispering, Lord, I give you the speed and the strength, I'm never turning back. I gave up the need for a quick reward, I gave up the urgent race. I traded my need to be the hero for your steady, sustaining pace. The progress isn't meant for my eyes, it's a work that you have done. My transformation is the stillness found beneath the desert sun. No, the journey's not built on feeling. It's built on a steady, eternal promise. The destination is not a gamble, and I know I am closer every mile. I am held by the law of the steady Savior, who never tells a lie. With every faithful, weary step, the comfort draws nigh. The light is a window now, and the smoke is real and true. I didn't feel the progress, but I knew the promise. I'm closer every mile. Thank you, Lord. Closer every mile. The river shifted beneath the sand. The old map wasn't true. I stood at the fork with a useless compass and didn't know what to do. The sun was dropping fast behind us, and the faces watched my own. Every mile I traveled on my whip just left us further from home. I threw my compass down in the dust and let the false pride sting, admitting my clever hands and knowledge couldn't save this one thing. I knelt right there in the trackless night and let the darkness settle deep, praying for a direction the printed lines could never keep. But the way doesn't need to be written. It's an inner peace that sets the compass. I trust the voice that moves the heart, and I know I can't be lost or turn back. The fog can roll and the landmarks hide. I'll follow where you call. I am guided by your love, and I will never fall. I used to ride the trail ahead, relying on my sight, thinking that the fastest way was always the most right. But the healing came in the stillness, in the moment I stopped to pray, realizing the strength isn't in the speed, but the constant, certain way. The weakness that had forced me to halt became the place I found my speed. I'm moving forward with simple purpose, planting faith's own seed. I look at the trail that opened up, a path my eyes can't see, and find my renewal in the knowledge that His heart directs me. I took the worn map and the broken compass and laid them in the fire, whispering, Lord, I give you my whole direction and my every desire. I gave up the need to be the smart man, the leader of the pack. I traded my logic for your simple faith, and there is no turning back. The path to peace isn't in clear vision, it's in the trusting stride. My transformation is the confidence found with you by my side. No, the way doesn't need to be written, it's an inner peace that sets the compass. I trust the voice that moves the heart, and I know I can't be lost or turn back. The fog can roll and the landmarks hide, I'll follow where you call. I am guided by your love, and I will never fall. The sun is rising now, and we're on the one true road. I'll never trust a map that isn't drawn by love. I'm guided by your love, forever guided by your love. The summer died on the cracked old earth. The dust lay hot and deep. I walked the herd to the silent well, where the water failed its sleep. I built this life on a bedrock claim, on my own strength and sweat. And now the only thing I trusted most is the thing I can't forget. The sound of the bucket hitting dry rock cut me down to size. I felt the failure of my own two hands reflected in my eyes. I knelt right there by the silent shaft, admitting the terrible cost, wondering if the source of my comfort had finally been lost. But the well can run dry, the grass can burn. My anchor is not in the weather. The foundation that truly holds me, the truth that saves me in the valley is He is ever faithful, ever near. The world can change its promise, the money can be withdrawn, but He's the steady source of comfort from midnight till the dawn. I used to need the sight of the water just to make my faith feel real, a tangible thing to point my finger at, to help my spirit heal. But the healing came when the trough was empty, and the only thing I knew was the strength in the whisper of the Spirit, always constant and true. The weakness that had forced me to fear became the place I gained my sight. To stop looking at the ground beneath me and look to the eternal light. I'm walking forward with empty hands, but my heart is strangely full, relying on the steady promise that pulls against the pull. I laid my dusty, trembling hands right on the well's hard stone, whispering, Lord, I surrender the water. I just can't walk alone. I gave up the need for a full supply. I gave up the desperate plea. I traded my thirst for the simple truth that you are here with me. The fear of losing everything is gone by the certainty I found. My transformation is the silence of trust on this dry and holy ground. No, the well can run dry, the grass can burn. My anchor is not in the weather. The foundation that truly holds me, the truth that saves me in the valley is He is ever faithful, ever near. The world can change His promise, the money can be withdrawn, but He's the steadiest source of comfort from midnight till the dawn. The ranch is still dry, but my heart is full. The promise is the only thing that lasts. He is ever faithful, ever near, my reliable, unchanging God. The stirrup snapped and the rope went tight. The horse was blind with fear. I was dragged across the open ground, and the end was drawing near. I tried to pull and I tried to shout. I used every trick I knew, but the faster I fought the reckless fight, the harder the rougher flew. I saw the dust and the sharp rocks fly, felt the failure in my bones, and knew that my strength was a broken thing. Left out here all alone, I let my body go completely limp, and I finally stopped the strain, knowing my fighting spirit had only magnified the pain. Now the ground is flying beneath me fast, but the terror has completely vanished. I feel a strength beneath the chaos, and I know I am completely sheltered. The storm can rage and the horse can run. I found where I belong. I am safe within your arms, and that is where I will be strong. I used to think that true grit was the power to hold a grip on the rein, to wrestle the chaos into order and conquer every pain. But the healing didn't come from my grip or the pride that kept me tight. It came from the humble surrender and stepping into the light. The weakness that had broken me became the place I learned to rest. I am held by the love that's stronger and past the ultimate test. I still see the deep black ravine ahead, but the fear can't make me grieve. I'm just riding in the embrace that will never let me leave. I whisper low to the pounding hooves over the roar of the air. Lord, I don't have a plan left to try, I only have this prayer. Take the pride and the recklessness, every struggle I held apart. I am yours completely right now, Lord, hold me close against your heart. I give up the need to see the ending. I'll trust the quiet hand that steers the course and slows the charge through every desert land. And the ground is flying beneath me fast, but the terror has completely vanished. I feel a strength beneath the chaos, and I know I am completely sheltered. The storm can rage and the horse can run. I found where I belong. I am safe within your arms, and that is where I will be strong. The horse just slowed and stopped right at the canyon's edge. I didn't save myself, I only let go. I'm safe within your arms, forever safe within your arms. The deep snow piles against the door, the fire's burning low. I'm sitting here with a single lamp and watching the long night grow. The silence out here is a cruel sound, it echoes all my mistakes, and I hear the ghosts of the friendships lost, for goodness sake. I spent my life running to the mountains, thinking that I was free. But the worst kind of cold is the knowledge that there's no one here but me. I bowed my head against the table, confessing every single fear, admitting the simple truth, there's only crushing darkness here. But the solitude can't fool me now. I feel a warmth in this small room, the companion who holds a vast valley. I know I am never alone in your presence. The cold can rage outside the cabin wall, the shadows can draw deep, but I'm held by the one whose silent word my weary soul can keep. Used to chase the noisy crowds and try to fill the space, thinking that comfort was a voice I heard or a friendly smiling face. But the healing didn't come from the speaking, it came when I learned to cease and found the perfect sustain and quiet in your eternal peace. The weakness that had taught me to hide became the place I found my need to plant the simple truth of your closeness like a buried vital seed. I'm walking forward in this life now, though the path may seem alone, because the greatest companionship is the fact that I am known. walked to the window and looked out deep at the vast and empty plain, whispering, Lord, I surrender the loneliness, I thank you for the rain. I gave up the need for a physical sight, a friend I can touch and see. I traded my fear of the coming years for the truth you gave to me. The deepest solitude is banished, the dark no longer binds. My transformation is a certain knowledge that your heart with mine aligns. No, the solitude can't fool me now. I feel a warmth in this small room, the companion who holds a vast valley. I know I am never alone in your presence. The cold can rage outside the cabin wall, the shadows can draw deep, but I'm held by the one whose silent word my weary soul can keep. I just blew out the lamp and the cabin is dark, but it's fuller than it's ever been. I'm never alone in your presence, forever, never alone. The sun dropped behind the ridge, and the fog rolled in like smoke. I was caught out late on a winding trail, and the trail just up and broke. I tried to feel the moss on the north side, I tried to track the low wind side, but every guess I made in the silence just pushed me closer to a high wire line. I leaned back against a cold rock face and let my worn map fall, admitting my own mountain knowledge couldn't save me from this wall. My cleverness became my biggest risk, doubt began to sting. So I just knelt down in the cold, thick dust and waited for anything. Then the darkness broke right above me, and there was one constant guiding star. It shines a hope I can follow, it is the light in my darkness. I don't need to see the end of the journey or the path beneath my feet. I just need that faithful constant beam to make my life complete. I used to pray for the whole fog to lift, for the sun to blast it clean, to see the future clearly laid out where the shadows had never been. But the comfort didn't come from the sea, it came from trust in the height. To take one careful, honest step, guided only by the light. The weakness that had forced me to halt became the place I found my speed. The strength I found was not my vision, but the answer to my need. Now I look at that constant beacon and let the rest of the world be blurred. I'm moving forward in simple faith, with every single word. I pause my step on this slippery grade and whisper up to the air, Lord, I thank you for the deep black fall that forced me to look there. You let the earthly guide fail me to point me to your constant star. I give up the need to be the seer, no matter how near or how far. The fear of the future is surrendered, the doubt no longer binds. My transformation is a stillness that my weary spirit finds. And the darkness broke right above me, and there was one constant guiding star. It shines a hope I can follow. It is a light in my darkness. I don't need to see the end of the journey or the path beneath my feet. I just need that faithful constant beam to make my life complete. And the darkness broke right above me, and there was one constant guiding star. It shines a hope I can follow. It is a light in my darkness. I don't need to see the end of the journey or the path beneath my feet. I just need that faithful constant beam to make my life complete. The fog is thinning now, and I know the trail again. But I'll never walk by my own eyes, not after this hard rain. That light in my darkness, it's enough to guide me home. I know you think I only see the days you stay inside, the endless hours spent in silence, the truth you try to hide. I see the window shades drawn tight, the battles you don't share, and I know you feel the weight of failure hanging in the air. You whisper prayers you think are weak, you stand and feel you fall. You think your little steps of progress aren't even seen at all. But I'm here at the edge of your darkness, and I want you to know the view. I don't see the mess you're in, I only see the strength in you. I see your faith fighting, keep going. I know the storm you're weathering, the tears that keep on flowing. It isn't in the victory that your real power is shown. It's in the quiet choice to stand up when you feel completely alone. The sheer effort of endurance is a testimony true. I see your faith fighting, keep going. and I am right here with you. I saw you put your feet down on the floor this morning, when the darkness pulled you low. The tiny choice to leave the bed is the greatest strength I know. I saw you choose to meet my eyes when you felt like you should run, and you carried that invisible burden. The world asked for a banner raised, a trumpet sound, a mighty deed. But God just wants the honest heart and the planting of the smallest seed. So don't you dare discount the fight that keeps you breathing through the pain. That stubbornness to simply live is the promise in the rain. I see your faith fighting, keep going. I know the storm you're weathering, the tears that keep on flowing. It isn't in the victory that your real power is shown. It's in the quiet choice to stand up when you feel completely alone. The sheer effort of endurance is a testimony true. I see your faith fighting, keep going, and I am right here with you. The hardest part of any war is fought when no one sees. It's fought against the whisper, kneeling on your weary knees. You don't need to win today, you just need to refuse to yield. The victory isn't over yet until you leave the field. So take my hand and take a breath. Let your heart remember this: the light you're searching for is already yours, with every single small hard kiss. I see your faith fighting, keep going. I know the storm you're weathering, the tears that keep on flowing. It isn't in the victory that your real power is shown. It's in the quiet choice to stand up when you feel completely alone. The sheer effort of endurance is a testimony true. I see your faith fighting, keep going, and I am right here with you. Keep going, you are seen. Your fight is worth every fill.
I still set 2 mugs out every morning, just the way we used to do. Yours is chipped along the rim, and I can almost taste the brew. The world keeps spinning, bills arrive, the sun still sets on time, but the space right next to me is now a canyon I can't climb. The worst part isn't the missing or the tears that fall like rain. The worst part is the silence, the quiet that screams your name. I don't need a vision or a miracle to rearrange the view, just a simple sound to prove that I'm still known by you. Whisper back, even if it's just my name, a single breath to cut the dark and chase away the flame of fear that our connection is severed, lost and gone. I am desperate for a signal to help me make it to the dawn. I'm just here in the quiet, and I'm calling out to hear. Whisper back, even if it's just my name, and let me know you're near. Walk down to the willow tree, your favorite spot by the water's edge. I told the old roots all the fears I keep inside the ledge. I've been making choices alone now, taking roads you would have steered, and every step I take feels wrong, because your counsel disappeared. They tell me that the light remains, that love will never end, but that's a theological theory. When you need a living friend, I'm tired of asking for wisdom or the strength to simply cope. I just want one simple sound to justify my fragile hope. Whisper back, even if it's just my name, a single breath to cut the dark and chase away the flame of fear that our connection is severed, lost and gone. I am desperate for a signal to help me make it to the dawn. I'm just here in the quiet, and I'm calling out to hear. Whisper back, even if it's just my name, and let me know you're near. I don't need a thunder roll, I don't need the sky to part. I just need to know you see me deep inside my broken heart. If I close my eyes and listen to the echoes in the air, are those just my own wishes, or is there something living there? I'm letting go of logic now, letting go of pride. Just call me back from the space where you now hide. Whisper back, even if it's just my name, a single breath to cut the dark and chase away the flame of fear that our connection is severed, lost and gone. I am desperate for a signal to help me make it to the dawn. I'm just here in the quiet, and I'm calling out to hear. Whisper back, even if it's just my